up. Salute to you.
Did you put another link in there? You did.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you could be watching the Super Bowl, but you're here with us and probably watching the Super Bowl on the side as well.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Super Bowl be the
Salute.
side piece. We be the main course.
Exactly. I'm not used to being the side piece all the
Yeah.
time. You know, I'm used to being the mashed potatoes and not the collard greens. You know what I'm saying? But salute.
You used to be in the burger, not the French fry.
Yeah, I'm used to being the burger, not the fries. I'm used to being the macaroni and cheese.
Oh wait, hold up.
Wait,
you guys are all sounding great. Okay, we in
this.
We in this. We look like it.
Okay, all right. Now, let's really start the show.
All right.
Bet. All right, cool. What's going on? This is Jealous for the Nick of Time show. Here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And we came here just to give you guys a treat because I know people have been wondering what's going on with the KOT stream. And you know what? We got certain things back running. The joint streams with CP is still touch and go. But I can bring you along with my KOT crew, all right? So before we start the show and get into this Derrick Rose talk, let me introduce you to my guy. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G in the building. I want to shout out Knicks Nation. Thank you for tuning in during the Super Bowl. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. That's love right there. Y'all tuning in during this damn Super Bowl, all right? And of course, you might know this man already. My guy is building a following on the YouTube stream across the pond. Is like I call him the raw metaphor. He always bringing that insight, and he is the raw Hebrew remnant. What's going on, raw?
Salute to KOT crew, persistence personified. Salute to the fans, all of y'all on Knicks Nation hanging in there with my man.
Absolutely. And I tested this last night. I swear to God I did. But, you know, things happen and the show must go on. We're going to give you to send a Knicks talk today. All right? So breaking news, we all know by now that Derrick Rose is coming back to the New York Knicks to join Tom Thibodeau and the crew. And you know what? Tom Thibodeau, he's been a few places already, and he has a tendency to bring his favorite players from his old teams to his new teams. You know, he's done it with the Timberwolves, and he's doing it again with the New York Knicks. Now, Derrick Rose hasn't been playing that often or that much so far because they're prioritizing the youth over there in Detroit. And that prompted Derrick Rose in Detroit to come to a mutual agreement to come to the New York Knicks. So, my guys, let me know. I already know how I feel. I feel like some people already know because they see me on other shows. So, I'm going to let y'all go first. How do you guys feel about this Derrick Rose trade?
Well, first and foremost, who the Knicks gave up for Derrick Rose, second round pick, Dennis Smith Jr., I really have no issue with, because Dennis Smith Jr., he wasn't, he was already buried on the bench.
Right.
He would, he wasn't going to get any playing time with the Knicks, which is why he opted to go to the G League to prove that he still got games. So I'm not upset about that portion of the trade, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if Derrick Rose exactly fits as in like the, match up with like the age of the other players on the team in terms of, the youth on the team and things of that nature, but it's clear that the Knicks are trying to win right now. They're trying to bring in somebody who can help them to win. And at this point, I'm like, I'm not sure if Derrick Rose actually like shifts the Knicks to a point where it's like, it's going to be a drastic difference. Like Derrick Rose might add maybe, +2, +3 wins, but it's not anything to like really shift, the pendulum and, where the Knicks are going to be like some great team, whatever the case may be. But it's just one of those moves where it's like, okay, we get somebody in who can help out with the scoring and things of that nature. The thing that concerns me about is just that I can definitely see Thibs going with the fourth quarter lineup of like Payton and Rose in the backcourt. And IQ's minutes kind of worries me a bit with Rose here. Like that's my only concern about it. But looking at it from the standpoint of like who the Knicks gave up or what the Knicks gave up, and if Rose can help, like from that standpoint, I'm like, it is what it is. Like, he can help, but it's not going to be no major, help or anything like that.
Ro, how do you feel about that, man? Cause I
Well,
kind of agree with Ryan. A
I,
lot of
I
his
kind of agree
points.
with Ryan too, but I think there's a little bit more levels to it. First off, I gotta give kudos to Leon Rose.
Mm-hmm.
He gets rid of somebody that. First of all, it goes back to the KP trade in my view because um, Dennis Smith Jr. was for a minute everybody was looking at him as the centerpiece of what we got back from the KP trade. Of
Right.
course, we did get back a lot of cap space. That cap space turned into Julius Randle. As last year, it wasn't looking like we were going to win that trade, but this year, because Julius is obviously playing at an all-star level, it looks like we won that trade based on the cap space that was created with the trade.
Right.
Plus, KP can't stay on the court. So now Dennis Smith Jr. is no longer the centerpiece of that trade. I feel like the Knicks are comfortable moving him because now they won that trade. They look good as far as public
Yeah.
relations, public view with the fans. They look good on that trade. Steve Mills looks like a genius. And now all of a sudden now they're getting a player that Tibbs was apparently reportedly pushing for that obviously along with Taj Gisham, he's had him on every team he's coached. So now he's got the player he wants, and I'm not sure how Tibbs. I tell you what though, for Tibbs to be pushing for him, he already got an idea what he's going to do with him. All of us are just waiting back to see what's going to happen, but he already know what he's going to do. My feeling is that two things. Number one, the Knicks not finished dealing. Number two, he's going to take Austin Rivers minutes. D Rose going to take Austin Rivers minutes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because the Knicks fans who are on board with that, right? Um, they all say the same thing. D Rose is taking Austin Rivers minutes, and I kind of get that. But here's my concern: it's kind of shares with Ryan's concern, right? We already have Elfrid Payton, who is a Tom Thibodeau guy, and I'm concerned that Derrick Rose is going to be added to that pot, and instead of kind of benching Elf, he's going to just play both of those guys at the same time, and Emmanuel quickly will kind of get lost in the sauce, and he'll be limited to a two guard role and not a leading point guard. And I know some people will feel like he is a leading point guard. He's not a leading point guard. He's only a two guard. But I do feel like for a modern NBA team to be successful, you need shooters at the point guard spot, the shooting guard spot, small forward spot, etc., etc. And we have no shooters at the point guard spot except for IQ. And I kind of feel like Tom will be tempted to, not use him at that spot, and it'll hurt us in the long term. You know what I mean?
Although I can see scenarios where you're going to see Peyton and Rose together, and also IQ and Rose together.
Yeah, I don't want to
But
see
I don't think
that.
yeah, I don't think they're going to start those two together because if you do that, you're going to have to sit Bullock. Bullock's a better defender than Rose. So
Absolutely.
and defense is first. So and not only that, when Rose came to Minnesota, remember he came off the bench I think and got 50 one night. So he can light it up off the bench, and I think that's the new role for his career at this point. He's at the point of his career like Carmelo almost like he can do vintage Rose in spurts. But it
Yeah.
don't depend on him to do vintage Rose for 35 minutes. So I don't think he takes IQ's minutes. I don't think Thibodeau is. I mean, I know Thibodeau, has his favorites obviously, but I can't see him losing the shooting that IQ gives. And IQ play, he can play the point guard. I
He
mean,
can.
Mm,
he
yeah.
obviously can play.
Absolutely.
It's not to me. It's not a question about To me, the question about him playing the point came in the draft, but he's already proven he can play the point guard. So I don't think that's a problem. I don't think he touches IQ's minutes. I think this is going to be a Rivers thing. I think he touches Rivers minutes. Not only that. Rivers is really in the position that Mook was last year. A playoff team is going to want him down the stretch. And
And
so
y'all can have him.
and not only that, they signed him to a $3.3 million deal. That if they get a second rounder for him, they did good. They don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, I'll say this though, like the one thing that does give me hope that it's not going to affect IQ's minutes is if you watch the Knicks and Heat game earlier today, in the fourth quarter, Dibs took out IQ,
Yes,
put
he
in
did.
Payton. So
Yes, he
Payton
did.
wasn't effective. He took out Payton, put
I
IQ back
feel
in the
you.
game. So I mean
I feel you.
that gives me a bit of hope right there that maybe Rhodes coming in might not take away IQ's minutes, but there's still that concern. Like I just don't know with Thibs because Thibs loves his veterans. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, the thing is, too. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The thing is, though, is that when he took EP out, it wasn't that EP wasn't that ineffective. He just put more trust in IQ down the stretch. That's the way I saw it. It wasn't that EP was sticking up the joint at that time. He just took him out because he's like, okay, I'm gonna close with this kid. So I don't see him. I don't see IQ losing any minutes here because at the end of the day, Thibodeau wants to win. He's very competitive. We all talk about developing youth, and in the beginning of the summer, we was all talking about, maybe he'll change. No, he's not going to change. He wants to win. He's going to win with these vets. The only youth he's playing is RJ, and even RJ sat in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
today.
RJ sat.
RJ sat in the fourth quarter today. So you're talking about RJ, you're talking about Mitchell Robinson, you're talking about IQ right now. Kevin Knox is only still on this team because he's from Kentucky. That's why I think
you're right about
I'm not even lying. The only reason he's here because he still got the Calipari thing. He still got Kenny Payne over there. They're gonna give Kevin until the end of next season. Otherwise, if Kevin was from any other school, he'd have been traded already.
But yeah, exactly right. And
so.
I'll say this too: the news has come out that Detroit Pistons did inquire about Kevin Knox, but Kevin Knox was kept out of the deal.
Yep.
Right. So you're absolutely right about that. But and to the extent of that, though, my concern still is Raw. Like there was an instance in the game before where IQ was taken out when he got hot. So we already know there's a longer leash for these vets than these young guys, and I feel like there's more options. There's gonna be more options to take him out. There's gonna be more chances to take him out.
Yeah.
And I hope he proves me wrong. Because to me, I don't see an instance where Elf and Derrick Rose should ever be playing together on the same lineup. I just want to throw up in my mouth.
I can see it though. You know why I can see it? Two reasons. Number one, in Thibodeau's eyes, from what we're seeing, Elf represents a tall, strong point guard that can play defense. At this stage of his career, Rose actually has a very good mid-range jump shot. So you put that with his finishing ability. And you got a pretty good. I can see him making that. Not to start now, but I can see him putting them together. At times on the court together, depending on who they're playing against. Because Rose can still get to the rim at will. He still can.
But what happens when teams do what they've been doing to us all year? When they zone us, they drop back and force us to shoot threes. Now you have Elfrid Payton who shoots under 30% from three. You have Derrick Rose who shoots 30% from three, and
what's Derrick Rose? Hey Ryan, I'm gonna get your man with the facts. What's Derrick Rose shooting from three this year?
I gotta look up the exact number, but it's low 30s though. I know 30s? That for a fact. It's low 30s. Yeah.
Then that's not gonna be cool because I'm just watching Rivers today, and Rivers was slicing through the zone at times and finishing good at times. And I'm thinking even then, I'm like, okay, what if this was Derrick Rose? He would still finish. I mean, he would get there more easily even than Rivers. So. Yeah,
but even this year, here's the thing: there is a chance that the Detroit Pistons are using Derrick Rose wrong because this year he's not having a good year. He's shooting 46% at the rim, which is lower than Elfrid Payton.
Which is crazy.
Shooting 50% at the rim.
But it's the way they are using him though, and that's why he asked for the trade.
Right.
Yeah.
So if he can get back to an older version of Derrick Rose where he's pushing the pace because we're bottom of the league in pace.
Yeah.
Then I can see the benefit of this trade working for us. If that happens, one, if Elf doesn't play, two, and IQ's minutes doesn't diminish, then I'll be happy with this trade.
Yeah, I just can't see him sitting. He loves Elfrid Payton. I mean, so he's going to play Elfrid Payton, but he loves IQ to close because
then I can't.
You can see that. So I'm thinking it's Rivers it's going to be at Rivers' expense.
Yeah, and even if it's at Rivers' expense, I don't know, man. I just hope at a certain point in this season, before the March 25th deadline, when the trade deadline happens, that they're able to move Elf. Because I do know that, we're allowed to trade them as of yesterday.
They're not trading him.
February 6th.
I can 100% guarantee they're not trading him.
100% guarantee?
If you take 5 years, if Rose was 31 or 29, if it was Rose that was here last time, they trade out for him. But not now. Tibbs loves this guy.
Yeah, I can't see it either because you have to also throw in the fact that the Knicks are not doing bad. Like, the Knicks are near 500, so it's like there's really no incentive to really just trade players like that to bring in, picks and talent when it's like the Knicks are doing good. They're doing what winning teams or teams that are trying to win are supposed to do, like bring in talent that's going to help them towards winning games. So I can't see the Knicks trading away Alfred Payton either.
No, they're not trading him.
Uh,
He's your starting point guard all the way through this year.
That's why this trade makes me go, I don't know, man. We lose more shooting. We gain some pace, yes, but we lose on the shootings, and if you play him more, we give IQ a chance to get less minutes, and it just seems like more of a long-term headache to me than anything. To me,
it might be, but yeah. I'm just thinking. To me, signal the Knicks are not finished dealing. I think they're gonna make another deal before the trade deadline. And to me, the two likely candidates are Frank and Rivers. Those are the two guys, because they can get stuff for both of them. So I'm thinking they can, because obviously, like in the beginning of these rumors, the beginning of this weekend, it was all about Frank. They're talking about Frank. Then all of a sudden, at the end, it became Devin Smith Jr. So I think the Knicks were trying to hold off on Frank because they could probably get a pick for him, and they can send him to a playoff team that's going to want him. Because like I said, Golden State been wanting him for the last couple of seasons, and Utah wants him. I mean, and he fits with both of those teams. So if we could get something from one of those teams for Frank, I think they'll do that. That will give Frank a good start, give them a good start. And Rivers, a playoff team is going to want him. He's a playoff veteran. So, I mean, Tibbs should want to keep him, given what we're trying to push for, but I can't see it working with D Rose on the team.
I definitely can't. Like his minutes are diminishing, and that seems like the first sign before you ride that bench. Ask Kevin Knox, So I just don't see it. But pause this conversation. Me. I haven't done live stream. I haven't run a live stream in a long time, but I do know you gotta acknowledge the super chats and you gotta acknowledge the people in the comments. All right. Shout out to everybody who donating the super chats and the people in the comments. Yo, shout out to Cody Emmanuel, who's been rocking with KOT for mad long. He says, "Word up, fam." All right. So first, shout out to Michael Parker, who sent a $10 super chat. Says, "Salute to Knicks Nation. Salute the Panda. Salute to the chat. Blah. Salute to the 9 Lives Frank Hive." I mean,
just the one extra thing in there, like, I like Frank, but Derrick Rose coming in too, Frank ain't seeing no type of player time whatsoever because he's already behind Rivers, and now Rivers is going to be pushed out.
About that.
It's no type of time whatsoever.
I don't see, like I said, if I'm Frank's representation, I'm actually asking for a trade now. I'm
get me out of here.
Get me out of here now.
Get me out of here.
We dealt with this for 4 years. It's just not working out here. Let's move on. So, and like I said, Frank has a great relationship with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. What's his name? Stephen Curry respects him. They want him. So I'm saying there's teams out there that want Frank, that will use him. So let's take it. I think they're going to take advantage. I don't think that's gone unnoticed by the Knicks, because I think he would have been. I really was hoping it was Frank that was being traded. I really was hoping, because him and Killian Hayes are friends. They know each other.
Yeah.
Frank would be in a position where he'll be the mentor, and I think he'd be better in that position. So it would have been good. I was kind of disappointed that it was Dennis they were trading.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, I just want Frank to get some burn elsewhere where he's appreciated. I don't feel like he's appreciated right here.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Yo, shout out to SK. He sends a $5 super chat. It says, "Welcome back. Good luck to DSJ. He's an undersized shooting guard, not traditional point guard. And hopefully Detroit uses him the right and improves his confidence." Yeah, I agree with you, man. He needs the reps. He needs the minutes. And those guys, they're committed, man. They're committed more to the youth movement. We're kind of in some weird, in between stage.
It's like you wanted to commit to the youth, but then Tip's like, "I gotta win.
You already know. All right, and shout out to Michael Parker again. It says another $5 super chat. It says, "I'm calling it now. The Dallas pick will turn into a top 3 pick."
I hope so.
And
trade Kevin Knox.
Trade Kevin Knox.
Matter of fact, Michael, keep speaking it into existence. Yes, that's gonna be a top 3 pick. Keep speaking into existence. I like that.
Y'all giving up?
I like
that.
Don't trade Kev. Now, I'm not with the trade Kev part, but I like.
I already
the top
know
3
how
pick
Raw
part.
feel about Kev.
Yeah. I'm not with the trade Kev part. I'm giving Kev 4 full seasons. I'm not even thinking about trading that boy. That's why I'm glad he's from Kentucky and they got them, because I knew they wasn't gonna trade him this year.
I feel you on that, man. Yo, and shout out to Man. It's the Knicks, man. Shout out to Ron Cleveland from the Man show.
Man, Ron Cleveland.
Man. Yeah, shout out. Good to see you, bro, man. Good to see you for sure. All right, man. This is a quick live. Do you have any parting thoughts for this pod?
Well, overall, I have to say it was a good move for the Knicks. Good because it works out for Dennis and it works out for Tibbs and it works out for D Rose. So we got a good move altogether, and we gave a second round pick, one of our many plethora of picks for somebody that Tibbs wanted. So I like it, and like I said, I still have respect for Derrick Rose's finishing ability. I've never seen him as much of a defender, which is very strange how him and Tibbs get along so much. But he's a tremendous, to me, he's one of the all-time great finishers in NBA history. So we got them, and he's still 20 minutes a game with that. Hey, I think that'll help. Like Ryan said, it's not going to turn us into NBA champions, but hey, I think 3 more wins, I'll take that.
I agree with you. Ryan, anything to add to that?
I mean, I pretty much agree with what Ross said. Like, I'm not against the trade. Like, if you get Derrick Rose for Dennis Smith Jr. pick, I mean, I'd say that's a pretty good trade, And Derrick Rose, he will be able to help out, and and I feel like he'll be a contributor to the team. Like I said, the only concern I have is IQ's minutes, but I feel like Thibs knows what he's doing, and Thibs will spread the minutes out properly and put the right lineups together where the Knicks can be the most effective. So I'm putting my trust in Thibs at this point.
I guess I'm the pessimist. I don't trust Thibs as much. He just showed me so far that he leans on the vets a little bit too much. I totally feel like, listen, Emmanuel Quickly should be running away with Rookie of the Year voting. The only thing stopping him is Thomas Thibodeau, man. He's not giving him the minutes. If you look at his numbers are on par with Anthony Edwards and LaMelo, but he's playing 10 less minutes than everybody else. So give this man his minutes.
I was about to say that.
Give this man his minutes. We already talked about this last show, Ryan. Number 18 in fourth quarter scoring. He's pulling him in the fourth quarters. I don't get it.
Man, look, man. I've just decided to, to surrender, and cause see, I got gray hair. If I was to follow Tibbs, I'd have no hair, because But I just decided, okay, he's going to start. He's going to start Alfred Payton. He's not taking him out. That's his boy. Okay, let's go with, because it's like I'm watching. It's like you see, like EP get to the rim in some games, like the Saturday game, he finishes.
His lineups, because there's no Bam Adebayo in the back. He's eating his freaking cancer.
Yeah, he couldn't finish.
If there's a real center there, we're screwed.
Yeah, but Quickly, it's just only time the problem with him is because he's a rookie. But the talent is obviously head and shoulders above EP. So I mean, anyway, it is what it is. I'm receiving it, so I'm not gonna go crazy. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be going crazy.
Exactly. And that's why I continue to reiterate. I'm like, as much as we would like you to start, Thibs ain't pulling Payton from the starting lineup. Payton is the starting point guard. It is what it is.
That's right. That's right.
And I'll just like to add, Ian Begley suspects, because the Knicks gave away a second rounder, he feels like Derrick Rose might be here long term.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if they signed him next year. If Tibbs is here, Derrick Rose is here. So is Taj.
Exactly. Like, the one constant is that wherever Thibs goes, Taj Gibson and Derrick Rose follows him. That's the one constant. So,
yo, if you be watching KOT, we've been saying it since the summer. When Mark Berman reported that Derrick Rose is on the radar, I was like, I bet you it's gonna happen. Dig in the archives, man. I'm telling you, dig in the archives.
I believe that. No, I mean, you gotta give it to Tibbs though. I mean, once he's loyal to some players, he's gonna watch out for you, man.
Definitely gonna watch out for us, for sure. All right, yo, that's our show. It was a quick one-hitter quitter. We trying to get it in before the Super Bowl, but it is what it is, technical difficulties. But thank you guys for rocking with us. Listen, here's what's gonna happen right now. Right now, after the post game with Knicks Fan TV, there will be a post game, right? Depending on the time of the game and what's happening, it will either be later that day if it's an early game, or the next day. if it's late at night. All right. So we'll be doing more live streams, and so tune in to watch out for the KOT live streams. Now, I'll also say this: we're still trying to get the joint stream working. It's still technical difficulties with that with us and Knicks Fan TV. We're trying to get that working, and hopefully that works out where the back end stuff works out. We can do the share stream, but if not, you can still do rock with the KOT show separately from Knicks Fan TV, and then mad love for both channels. All right.
Mad love.
All right. So salute to the chat. Let me just shout out to Michael Parker for us. Michael Parker, man. He always salutes. He's hardcore, man. Shout out to Michael Parker. Ayo Powell. Cody Emanuel. My guy Fritz is writing. He's editing. He's doing all these things. Shout out to you guys. D Nice. Shout out to you. This versus that. SK, who's always asking, where's your stream? Where's your stream? Where's your stream every week? And I'm just like, man, we gotta get a stream because SK was not letting up. I was like, all right, we gotta get you a stream. SK wants it. We must give it to the people. Edward Davis, Chick George, retired NYK. Shout out to all you guys, man. SK sends another $5 super chat. Says, man, I'm not giving Frank flourishing here. Hey, we kept
my man SK, my man SK.
I want him here. Just need to trade or bench Rivers. Listen, you know, I like Frank too, man. I'm a Frank fan. I'm a Frank hive. You saw I was taking the bullets for Frank on all the. You saw that, but I'm just looking at the writing, man. I'm just looking at the tea leaves. If he's here and he's playing and he's flourishing, I'm with it. If he's here and he's getting the minutes, I'm with it. I'm not sure what's going to happen. All right, I'm not sure what's.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Cody Manuel. Says, let's get to 10K by playoffs. Hell yeah, man. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 10K subscribers by playoffs. And we can get this boat pushing, man. Shout out to everybody who supports the KO2 True. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Raw. If y'all know, Raw has officially joined the KO2 Crew, man. So shout out to Raw. I call him the IQ of the crew. Rookie of the year. He's doing this thing, man. Always got the insight. Fits right in like this with a glove. Not like the OJ's glove, but, natural fit. All right? So shout out to Raw, the metaphor, who brings something nice to this crew, man. All right. And definitely check us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the game tomorrow as well, all right? We're going to be recapping the Knicks-Miami game tomorrow, probably around 7:30 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. All right? All right, you know how it is, man. That's our show. We out here.
Out. Peace.
Shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Way to keep your poise. Got to show off nice.